Good morning. Well, it's actually evening. However, I am currently in the last steps of analyzing data. So as you could see last week, I was able to record some videos in the arena, even though not with all 4 cameras and the whole arena, but anyway. So that I have some data that I could analyze then, and I hacked my way through MATLAB, which allowed me to automatically analyze the video paths and get some XY coordinates for all the ants, and also some trajectories and pretty graphs for that. And now it is about to compare the 2 treatments that I had, so letting the ants explore an arena without anything in there versus letting them explore an arena with toothpicks as sort of structural guidelines. Yeah, now I'll do this in R, which is this beautiful program here, and this helps me then decide whether there is a difference or not. Even though I have only 2 videos, so 1 video per treatment, which is ridiculous, and I cannot really do statistics on that, but you know, for the sake of the talk, which will be tomorrow, I'm just doing this to show that I've done it. With the presentation tomorrow then, the second internship is officially completed and I can move on to the winter break, almost, where I have also planned fun stuff.
And then that time I went and said goodbye.
Yay, finally. That's ugly.
Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry, ooh, baby.
Tuesday, 3 hours before I will give my presentation, and I'm still in the making of it. I just came home. The presentation, the smell. The presentations went pretty well again, even though I couldn't really rehearse them a lot. Hello, this is future Stefan editing this, and I just realized that I never really told you the results of my study. So this is a part of the presentation that I gave on that Tuesday in about 7 minutes. And so I will skip a few slides. This is the title, Search Patterns of Ants. What is the influence of structural guidelines? And structural guidelines, as a short definition, are any features on the surface that are longitudinal, that is something like a wall or an edge or a ridge or a groove, like anything like in a stick or, you know, between 2 concrete slabs. And yeah, previous research on the behavior of ants on these structural guidelines has shown that ants travel faster on them, and if there is a pheromone trail laid by other ants, then the ants follow these trails more easily or readily when there are structural guidelines. And structural guidelines are followed more in vertical planes and also in darkness, which makes sense. You know, when you are going down the stairs, then if it's dark, you will hold on to the handrail more than when it's bright. So this has always been investigated in ant species that form pheromone trails, and my species, Temnothorax rugatulus, they don't form these pheromone trails. So it is interesting to see what they do now. And so there is this question, this overarching question of optimality in sort of what I do, you know, in my thesis. Ants should try to find the most food or resources in the shortest amount of time and also in the shortest path length because of risks and, you know, other stuff. The influence of structural guidelines then, or surface structure in general, is that it could both be beneficial or also detrimental. So does it help them actually find food and go straighter from point A to food? Or is it more of an obstruction, so an obstacle in their way that they have to circumvent? So there's this interesting trade-off that I want to investigate in this project. I will skip my methods. So these are the results. A very pretty slide that I think. As you can see, you know, there are 8 paths and 5 paths. You can't really say a lot with that because for statistics you would need maybe 20 or more paths. But nevertheless, you know, yeah, these are the tracks, and this is now the real money, usually. So these are box plots. You don't need to know what they really are and what they show. So I will focus on the middle one here, that is the MSD exponent, or mean squared displacement exponent. And I do know what it is, but there is a lot of theory around it and what it actually tells us. And yeah, I will probably inform you about that in a few weeks or so when I have completely understood it. But in general, what it tells you is how quickly an ant disperses from, so let's say, the nest point to away from the nest. So if this MSD exponent is low, or the number is low, then it just circles around near the nest, and if it's high, then it goes more in a straight line away. And yeah, this is all that it tells you. And there is a slight difference. It's not statistically significant, which means that there is a high probability that this result is just due to chance. But anyway, there is a trend, and that means that in a structured surface with toothpicks, for instance, the ants don't go away from the nest as fast as if there were none. Yeah, we still don't really know what that means for optimality, but that's a thing for a follow-up study, or for, you know, the real study that I will probably do in the summer. And this result might also disappear if we look at paths that are longer than 30 minutes, maybe over 3 hours. This effect will be the same, or it will reverse, or who knows. Yeah, so this was basically the main result, and stay tuned for the real big results maybe this summer. And now back to the video. Now I have to do a lot of grading. I'm preparing for the final exam for my TA class. Amazingly, it has rained during the day. I didn't realize it, but yeah, while I was in uni. It rained, I think the first time since mid-August. I think I will always connect that smell with my time here, and also the time 4 years ago, the creosote bush. Wednesday, catching up with grading. It's just so cold. Like 14 degrees outside. So I will now grade a little more, and in the evening I will take advantage of this thing. Free snacks, dog puppies and board games in the main library. Because it's finals week. So the university wants to do a little bit to relieve the students of the stress, and also of me as a TA, because I just had to send in the finals to the DRC, like the Disabilities Center. So I did quite a bit in the library now to finalize the last questions and decide how many points I want to give, because Anna apparently also has a lot to do, and so I have to do that. But it's my job as a TA to do that. Now I will try to let the very young colonies, so the queen with only 2 workers that hatched, run upstairs in the arena to see, you know, whether there's a difference between young colonies and old colonies, and I kind of want to follow them over the lifetime. And in the beginning of the life, most ant colonies, or most ant species, I think, are nocturnal. So they only go out to forage at night because it's safer, even though there aren't as many food sources out there, I think. So yeah, I have to adapt and try to catch them running out for the first time in their life at night, which is now 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't think they really want to go out yet. Ooh, maybe now they are slowly making their way to the entrance. There is a big, dangerous world waiting for them to be explored. She's wildly drumming her antennae on the walls of the test tube, trying to get some chemical information. And she's almost there. but she turns around. Maybe another day.
And now onward to the cactus grill. For free pancakes. That's a sausage. Why would he eat sausage to pancakes? And I think, you know, the university could do worse things with our tuition money than giving us free food. Let the finals begin. 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I don't know how much that is in Celsius. Still shirtless because comfort breeds weakness. Oh shit, that's cold. So I started this shirtless to uni thing in summer when it was really hot. And then I just kept going and made it a habit. And you know, as ambitious as I am, I just set myself the goal to do this all year long. And also last winter in Germany, when the winters were a little more cold, I still had my board shorts on. And you know, that also taught me that feeling the cold and being cold are two different things. So just like cold showers, this wakes me up and makes me ready for the day. And you know, enduring this, I mean, it's only 10 minutes or so per day outside in the cold. That also sets you up for a mindset where you say, you know, nothing in life is really all that bad. I mean, you can endure everything. And once you do that every day, it really is ingrained in your mind that no matter what happens, you can always go through that. And yeah, going actively moving out of your comfort zone, that really helps with not taking life as seriously and believing that you can endure basically everything. And apart from that, there are also obviously the health benefits. It just makes you more hardy. And if you don't know Wim Hof, the Iceman, go check him out. One day later, let's see.
Oh, it looks like they both want to go out.
Awesome, let's give them a chance to do so.
You, baby,
Gosh darn, so much happening this week. A PhD student from our department, obviously, organized a snowball. Some people might know what this refers to, I don't. So we have to dress up quite fancy. I will replace that hoodie with a real thing. You know, at the end of the year, it's time to be a little more social. That was fun yesterday. Now, back to grading. Lunchtime.
There are the first bold steps on the arena. That from now on will be their foraging grounds. Now, as a reward, I gave them some fruit fly larvae that I hope they will discover soon. Because until now, the queen could survive just from digesting her flight muscles, and she could also feed her two workers with that. Now the flight muscles are, you know, getting digested, and now they are starting to get some food. Huh.
So, back from the lab, and I'm happy. I think I will get good data with at least this colony. Now I will shower, because I was also skating a little bit. And now I will go to yet another social event, that is a hot wings eating event. So we'll start with a non-spicy sauce and then we'll move our way up to the hottest ever. I am a fan of spicy stuff, but I can't take a lot, so it's gonna be interesting. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it's also night and not as cold anymore as the days before. Yeah, Gordon! Sunday evening, the same deal as the last few days. I first gotta clean up the arena, full of dust and stuff, and then I'm gonna let my little ladies run.
Go.
So, her third time outside, and as expected, she takes a little longer and goes a little farther away from the nest entrance. By the way, these are Chromatogastro, or also known as hard gaster ants, because their gastro abdomen is shaped like a heart when you look at it from above. And when they feel threatened, they snap up their gaster and they present their relatively long stinger to the proposed enemy. And for you, happy holidays or happy new year. I don't know when this video will go up. Anyway, until next week.